Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
Okay, so be patient with me, you guys. Somebody wants to know, have you seen a kid progress really well and then regress and then progress? Or once they regress, is that it? Bad schooling and bad programming. And she also goes on to say that she's in mediation now, and your advice about how much information they should give the school, which is a tough one.
That is a tough one. Shannon, could you repeat it? I'm afraid you come in and out for me. I don't know if I'm also choppy for our viewers.
You have not been choppy for me, and I did get a thing saying my internet was low, so I'm going to work on that while you answer this question. But the question was, have you seen a kid progress really well and then regress and then progress? Or once they regress, is that it? And they're attributing it to bad schooling and bad programming. And they want to know if they should give information to the school while they're in mediation, how much to disclose.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wouldn't, yes. So the entire course of 3 or 4 years of ABA is this whole, for the majority of kids, it's this process of progressing and either plateauing or regressing and then progressing again. So this back and forth thing is, I wouldn't worry too much. I would fix it, but I wouldn't think that it means anything bad. What it means can be a million different things. Yes. It could be that the particular therapists who are working with the child are not focused on the right things. It could be that the child is not sleeping. It could be that the child is having an allergic reaction to something. It could be that the child is eating something that is causing him or her to be a little bit more cloudy. I mean, it could be a million different things, right? So that is the whole, that's the job of your BCBA supervisor, is to sit with you. And at least in our clinics or in ABA, that's what we do, is we hope that our behavior analysts can sit and problem solve and figure out what is going on, because that's a very important thing. And that's why we meet regularly with our families, at least once every month, to sit down and say, how are things? Are we still moving along? Because we see the data is maybe plateauing or it's gone backward. That kind of stuff happens all the time. And it's important to figure out what the reason is and to fix it. I think, sorry. Shannon, I'm sorry, you're on mute.
I'm unmuted now. So we've got a parent who's writing in about a young man who is obsessive about things, and that in particular right now he's obsessive about, they're bringing me in the cord right now, that he's obsessive about women, that he's going up to women anywhere ages 5 to 55 and asking them to be his girlfriend. The hormones are a little bit crazy, and she's wanting to know what can she do to, because it's making it hard for people in the community, don't want to be around him and to make friends. It's all very, very difficult.
Yeah. Yep. And that is, that happens. And, you know, we think it has a lot to do with this area called theory of mind, or lack of perspective taking. You know, a lot of our kids have a difficult time seeing another person's perspective, simply because they don't see their own mind as being separate from other minds. So as a result of that, obviously, if you don't see the other person's perspective, you kind of start to see the world as your playground, in a sense. And you don't really think, if I'm going to follow this person around, or I'm stalking someone, or I'm getting too close to them, you're not thinking about how they feel. You're not thinking, oh my God, this could be possibly making this individual very uncomfortable. Those are the things that, if you're in a good ABA program, and when the child is young, we start teaching a lot of different lessons that have to do with taking someone else's perspective. In fact, honestly, Shannon, I think sometimes we go overboard in the sense that our kids end up being able to take other people's perspectives better than the norm. Like, they just become extremely empathetic and sympathetic and very, very able to think about how others think, And if you're an adult and that has not been part of your overall development over many years, it's still not too late. You as the parent just have to understand that you need to kind of make some rules about things, and you need to explain things that might not, otherwise you might not think like, oh, why should I have to explain that? So I would maybe videotape the child or the adolescent when they're doing these things, and then later sit with him and explain, when you do this, how do you think this person feels? And if they don't know, just write it down. We use these things called comic strips. We'll draw figures, and you'll say, you do this, and this is how this person feels. And just have a feeling bubble that's like next to their heart, and it says they're feeling afraid, maybe they're feeling scared, maybe. And then you can have a thought bubble as well that says, what do you think they're thinking? And help your child by giving them the answers and helping them understand how different people feel if you get too close to their territory, or in their territory, or in their space.
I hate
You're on
me
mute.
this morning. I know. I hate me this morning. But I was just saying, I love this, and I wish we could give this training to everyone. And I think it's important that we give this training to all of our young men on and off the spectrum about what it feels like in personal space for a woman. And then, we, across the board, not just the male female thing, how we're making other people feel. I wish we had perspective taking for the world lessons.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.